What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here for another episode of Reacts, where we're going to see how the internet did react to the emphatic victory at Villa Park yesterday, 4-0, as we put those villains away. But let's go and have a look at Reacts. First up, we've got THFC RT and Romero. He says Romero definitely told him he was shit at some points last season.
I think this was him basically pointing at Lenglet, because I think Lenglet was trying to get involved, and there's Romero just telling him, go away, sit down, don't get involved. I love that. He's like, yeah, that's what he was pointing out to. Brilliant. When Romero tells you something, Lenglet has that receipt, and Lenglet doesn't even try and get too involved.
He's like, all right, Kuti, I'm off.
All right, fair enough.
Next up, this is from Interlude Sonny. It says, it's giving look at me. This isn't you. Look at me. This is Romero and Sonny yesterday.
That must have been probably in the first half, when Romero was doing a few sloppy passes. Yeah. Sonny had to come and calm him down. And look, it did him the world of good, because I thought after that it was exceptional, wasn't he?
Captain Marvellous Heung-min Son, showing that leadership quality once again. Absolutely loving it. Next up is from Duke saying, poor Radu.
It's not an easy watch. It's not an easy watch.
That one
How he got out from
really
that.
Hurt. And he got up quite quickly as well.
Big up Radu. He's not one to stay down for too long. So fair play to him. But that was a painful one.
Data MB giving us some stats on Heung-min Son yesterday. This is Heung-min Son versus Premier League wingers and strikers. Highest XG over performance, 4.7. Third highest XA and 7.6. And third most key passes as well.
Wow. And that's actually astonishing, because obviously him in the number 9, as you say, 14 goals. So he's still got that high level finishing, 4.7 over performance in XG, which is actually incredible. But then you add into that he's brought in all this assisting, and third highest in the league for key passes. That's crazy for someone like Son, who's been playing in the 9 for a lot of the season. That's incredible that he's creating so many chances, and obviously third highest XA as well. That's actually pretty in line with his assists, 7.6, and he's got 8 assists, so shows he's laying on some really great assists for his teammates.
I think it's just a testament to how Son is just evolving as a player as he gets older, because we talked about it in the 5 takeaways a bit about what he's added to his game this season since going into that number 9 role. The ability to drop deep a little bit and bring others into play. His creativity has gone up as well. So I think it's just what you're seeing with Heung-min Son evolving into maybe a different sort of football player. And he's still got those same kind of elements that he had. So he's just adding more to his game instead of replacing things to his game.
And it's only going to prolong his career if he can add those strings to his bow as well and become more and more of a creator. So it's unbelievable stuff.
Next up is Sky Sports Stato, player of the match. Spurs is Heung-min Son, 1 goal from 2 shots, 2 assists from 2 chances created, and 8 touches in the opposition's box. Scored 6 goals in 4 appearances at Villa Park, a goal every 58 minutes from our Sonny.
Yeah, Villa Park is his home at the moment.
Villa Park is his playground.
Exactly.
Next up is Paul O'Keefe saying Sonny has been involved in 22 goals in his last 21 league appearances, 14 goals and 8 assists. That is serious numbers.
That's a joke, absolute joke. He's one of the is he the most informed attacker in the league at the moment?
I'm trying to think.
Because obviously Haaland,
Haaland's tailed off a little bit.
Yeah, he's still scoring, but he's not in the form that Sonny's in.
I think Rasmus Højlund just got Player of the Month. Obviously, he's been out injured for the last couple of games. You're looking at Heung-min Son. I actually think
maybe Watkins is the only one who can compare at the moment.
Yeah, you got Ollie Watkins. I think Ollie Watkins and Heung-min Son have probably been the best 2 number 9s this season.
Yeah. They really have, which is incredible. And considering we lost Harry Kane, we really needed Sonny to, fill in those shoes, and he's done so well.
Everyone talks about Erling Haaland, right? And yes, he's leading the goal scoring charts in the Golden Boot this year, but he's missed 26 key chances or big chances this season. Guarantee you now, if Heung-min Son had those 26 chances, how many goals do you reckon come from it?
I think he probably, and he doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
If Heung-min Son was playing up front for Man City this season, he would probably be getting record numbers.
Yeah, people on 30 goals at this point. Considering Haaland missed 26 chances, it's just crazy to think about.
Exactly. THFC Taich saying, cool fact, Sonny has missed only, here we go. Sonny has missed only 3 big chances all season in comparison to Haaland's 26, Nunez is 21, Watkins is 18, Jackson's 15, Højlund's 12, and Salah's 9. So we were comparing mentioning Son and Watkins before, but Watkins has missed 18 big chances this season.
He's getting
I mean, Sonny...
He's just clinical.
He's the most clinical player I think the Premier League has ever seen. Never mind this season.
It's actually a joke how clinical he is when you look at the stats. And obviously, this is a table for big chances created. Look at that. More than Odegaard, more than people like Bruno and Saka, who their job is to create, right? And Son is not necessarily his job to do that. And he just fills in. And look, that's incredible that how good he is at that job. And like Salah as well, I know he's like... become more of a creator as well this season, but he's only 2 chances created behind Salah as well. So that just goes to show how he's really filled into that role, and he's becoming one of the best at it, not just filling in.
And he gets a lot of respect from, teams, from fans outside of Spurs, but I still think he's very underrated in terms of the way people rate Heung-min Son.
Especially that side of his game. I don't think people have cottoned on to how good he's become at that. So incredible from Sonny.
XG Philosophy saying death, taxes, and Spurs outperforming their XG.
Yeah, we were super clinical yesterday. You got to remember, we actually only had 5 shots on target the whole game, and we scored 4 goals. So the finishing was a really high level from Tottenham yesterday.
It really was. And I was looking at the stats when we were 2-0 up, and I was like, look, we've only had 2 shots on target. We're 2-0 up here. And only one of our shots on target didn't go in the back of the net. So I would like to see us create a few more chances, to be honest, and maybe put the game to bed a bit earlier. But look, you can't discount the clinical edge that Spurs have.
It's just, I think it just shows the quality we can have in the front line. It's come under a lot of criticism, but it shows on their day they can be right up there.
Yeah. Up to Joe saying 6 since the start of 2022, all 6 instances of Spurs player being directly involved in 3+ goals in a Premier League game have been by Heung-min Son. 1 goal and 2 assists today. Lethal.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic from him.
And this is from Yido Gus saying, lovely. This is Heung-min Son, expected assist 5.7 with 8 assists. Pedro Porro, expected assist 4.9 with 7. James Maddison, expected assist 4.5 with 7. And Brennan Johnson, expected assist 2.2 from 6.
So... yeah, look, it's encouraging that these players are getting more assists. It's mad to think that Sonny's top of our assist charts as well, considering some of the creative players we do have. I wonder if the season will end like that, but also you look at those expected assists, and Sonny's also leading the way, so it shows he's creating more chances than the other players as well. But it's incredible. But I think hopefully Maddison gets to 10 assists this season. I'm pretty sure he will. Porro, I think, has a decent chance. And mate, I wonder how many goal contributions is Son going to end on? If he's on 22 now, like
how many games left? 10 games left?
With 11 games left. So maybe he could hit over 30.
How many? 22 now. I think he will.
Goals and assists.
Yeah, I think he'll hit in and around that mark, 30, 31, something like that, which would be an incredible return.
Well, which would be unbelievable.
Well, that is... How many did he get in the year that he got the Golden Boot? How many assists did he get?
I think season? He got 22 goals, and I think maybe like 5 assists, something like that. I don't think
it was 5 assists.
I don't think he got loads of assists that season. It was mostly him scoring.
I'm just looking at it now. He got 7 assists.
7.
So 23 goals, 7 assists.
Okay, so it was 30.
Yeah,
pretty good.
So he needs to go better than that.
So he's getting back to his Golden Boot numbers.
Yeah,
after a poor season last season.
Well, you're thinking about it. 14 goals now. Forget assists. How many goals is he going to finish on this season?
I reckon he'll hit 20.
You reckon 20? You don't reckon he can beat the numbers of the Golden Boot year, 23?
I reckon.
You've got to remember, we are playing the likes of like Sheffield United and Burnley as well. You expect him to take. He could easily get a hat trick in one of those games.
So maybe he could hit 23. It was what? Oh, could he beat his Golden Boot record? How many? So he would need another 9. 9 goals in 11 games. That's a big ask. I reckon he's going to hit another 6-7 goals, and he's going to get another 4 or 5 assists.
Still monstrous numbers. Spurs Web saying Heung-min Son has been named as Sky Sports Man of the Match. Art but make it sports. This was
brilliant.
Remaking the Lamentation by Gerard David in 1515 by Alex Pantling.
I'm sure it was planned. Yeah,
that was 100% planned.
Yeah. What about Brennan Johnson? Yeah, what's he thinking at this moment, do you think? Is he relieved? Is he happy?
I've made it.
Or is he just embracing it in the cuddle for Maddison? Love it.
This is a great meme as well from Chris 10 saying the real picture will always come out. And this is in 4080p. You've got just a pixelated version of the poo emoji. In 720, you can see it a bit more. And then in 1080, it's just a Villa logo. I thought that was quite funny. This one from Nice One Sonny saying 2 things I explicitly love about this video. 1, Brennan Johnson immediately approaching McGinn about the horrific attempt to tackle on Destiny, and 2, Romero jumping to defend Son after Luiz nearly puts him in a headlock. And just from that clip alone, you could just see the togetherness in this team, can't you?
Yeah, and that was the one thing a lot of people noticed from this clip about Brennan Johnson, the fact that he went straight away to like back up Udogie and go right at McGinn, and that's not something you associate with someone like Brennan. He seems like a very, well-tempered, like very well-mannered kind of, very polite kind of boy. But once, Udogie got assaulted like that, he was right in there and amongst it, which is maybe signs of him, developing into the team and his stature in the team. And yeah, obviously Romero always got Sonny's back all the time, which is great to see.
Yeah, and you can see Brennan Johnson, it's not just the way he just goes straight there, the way he goes charging over to the ref afterwards as well, with proper purpose. So maybe you are seeing Brennan starting to grow in stature now in this Spurs team. Match of the Day tweeted out saying Heung-min Son has become Spurs' joint 5th highest ever top goal scorer, 159 goals, level with Cliff Jones now. We saw Cliff Jones yesterday after the game as well. What a legend of this football club, part of the 61 winning team. So what an amazing feat for Heung-min Son.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I wonder where he will get. So I reckon he'll probably beat Martin Chivers, not at the end of the season, but during his Spurs career. Can he get to Bobby Smith?
I think he can.
That's 50? Another 50 goals? 49, another 49 goals.
I think he can get that over the course of the next 3 seasons.
This is all competitions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, why not? In all competitions. I think he's got a good bet. Harry Kane's going to take some beating, though. Yeah,
I don't think there's a chance he beats Jimmy Greaves, but definitely Bobby Smith.
Which would be incredible. Imagine it ends up for a player like Son to end as Spurs' 3rd all-time top goal scorer for the, considering most of his career hasn't been up front, would be what an achievement that would be.
And when you're looking at the names on the list, the Jimmy Greaves, Bobby Smith, Martin Chivers, Cliff Jones, all from like Spurs' greatest ever era in the 60s. And then you look at Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, who have obviously been legends over the past 10, 15, whatever, however many years it's been. I think it's just a testament to how far Spurs have come over the last 10, 15 years to have these kind of players in the same kind of breath as those kind of players.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
Carly T saying, Destiny in the background is killing me. Someone help him.
He's just writhing in pain and everyone's like focusing on going on there. No one's making sure Destiny's all right.
Sarr goes up to him after that clip. But look, he's like just dying with pain there. And everyone's just involved in the scrap.
Everyone got involved. Ange was getting involved as well. There's Ange getting right in the thick of it, making sure to break people up. But it was great to see all the players fighting for each other, which was great, apart from obviously making sure Destiny was all right.
Next one is from Zara saying, Captain Son giving his words of advice to Pat Sarr and Yves Bissouma. And this second clip is also Captain Son doing his celebration.
Yeah, I love that little guy.
Well.
I haven't seen those moves from Sonny before, but something maybe him. I think he was doing it to Porro. Something him and Porro been doing in the training ground or something. But brilliant stuff.
But Squawker saying only 3 players have provided 60-plus Premier League assists for Tottenham. Darren Anton 67, Christian Eriksen 62, and Heung-min Son 60. Heung-min Son by the end of this season, definitely by halfway through next season, would have become Spurs' top assister in history.
Yeah, and again, considering like Anderton, Eriksen, known as creators, that just goes to show how Son has really developed that side of his game. Obviously, as playing a lot of his career on the wing, he's been getting a lot of assists. But imagine he finishes his career as 3rd top goal scorer and top ever assister, and does that make him our best ever player at that point?
Definitely one of, but he needs some trophies behind him. Yeah, that's what he needs. I think, Harry Kane was obviously our best ever goal scorer, but he's got no trophies to show for it, and that's what people always kind of revert back to. So if Heung-min Son by the end of his Spurs career can have some trophies and those stats behind him, then is he going to be remembered better than Harry Kane?
I think there's a good chance. He would be, because he stayed and Kane didn't.
Yeah. Yidvid Dan saying it was just a trip, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I don't get this narrative that it was like he just tripped him up, it wasn't dangerous. I've seen this back. Look how dangerous that tackle is. It's like so...
Especially when you're running at that speed as well.
Yeah, just like absolutely no intention of going for the ball, just kicks him right through him as well. That could have easily given him a bad knee injury. 100%. I've seen knee injuries from that kind of challenge before. Yeah. So definitely a red card, and it was a horrendous challenge from him again.
92 Da shows us a picture of Sonny when he was a kid and Sonny now. Same with the same tongue out motion.
Absolutely. He's still a kid at heart, isn't he?
Of course
Sonny?
he is.
Love it.
Kayla Milkar says, Matty Cash looked like he knew that was coming. I'm fucking hysterical. That was when Rodrigo Bentancur left one on Matty Cash towards the end of the game yesterday. Yeah. Rodri knew what he was doing.
He definitely did. I think, as he said, look, Matty Cash looked resigned. He's like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that was probably coming at some point this game. And I'm just glad it was Bentancur who was able to get it in.
Yeah. Another one here saying, was Biz making that gesture because he saw the stadium was half empty, laughing my arse off? What was this?
So yeah, they're celebrating. I think near the end he does a look, no one there. Who's there?
I love that.
Anyone left?
I love that.
Absolutely brilliant from Biss. Love the banter. There was a lot of banter going on yesterday. It was great vibes.
Spurs have just got great vibes within this squad right now. Everyone, from the manager to all the playing staff, everyone. It's just vibes FC at the moment.
100%.
Bossman says, thank you so much for Pedro Porro. My son will never ever forget the day you gave him your shirt. A lifetime memory. Well played today. A great win. Come on, you Spurs. And that was a lucky child with Pedro Porro's shirt yesterday.
Yeah, lovely moment. A lot of players have given their shirt. I think Vicario gave his as well. I'm trying to remember because I was there. I was watching. I think Madison gave his as well. Like, it was party time. Everyone's giving their shirts away yesterday.
Free shirts for everyone. I'm not sure Daniel Levy would have been too happy about that one.
Took off their wage.
Yeah. SVR saying normal Vicario behaviour, and that's Vicario with his big hugs after the game, which we've been accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, he loves a big hug with Porro, especially as well. I don't know if it's here. There's also a clip of him just lifting up with one arm as well. I just absolutely love it. Love it.
Next up, them going straight to defend the Udogie. We are family, and yeah, we alluded to this before, but the togetherness in the squad, everyone backing each other up. Zara saying, what a way to greet your former teammate. And this is how Sonny greeted Clement Lenglet just before the game yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Gave him a little kick in the arse. If you see before, his little tap, and then like Lenglet, who's that? And they give him a little hug. That was a nice little moment. But Lenglet wouldn't have been happy after the game, that's for sure.
Cootie Thinker saying 0 fouls committed once again from Cootie Romero, channeling that aggression that we've been so accustomed to seing. Yeah,
and I thought he put in a top performance here again. I know he had a couple of dodgy moments, but other than that, I thought he was top display against a difficult front line in Watkins, and also easy to forget Bailey's been in great form, and he barely had a kick the whole game.
Bailey. Absolutely locked them down. Reed Roll saying Sonny cleaning the stadium. Man is working overtime. He's going to pick up all the, I don't know what he's picking up off the pitch.
Some rubbish there.
Yeah, he's even got the job of stadium cleaner.
Yeah, look, he's so respectful, Sonny. How can you not like this man? He's just the best. He's just the best representative of the club, and the fact he's doing even that after a big win as well. That's what he's thinking of. What a guy! You see Ange as well in the background, just geeing up the fans. Absolutely love to see that as well. So great.
Is Sonny like the most likable man in world football?
He must be.
Is there anyone that's more likable than Heung-min Son?
Son's just the best. He's just the best.
Next up, this is in Korean from Sonny07. This is Sonny, just giving his...
says, have you become closer? Maybe is that to Dragoshin because he hadn't embraced him, maybe? I don't know. Probably something about that. But he was... Is that Matt Cash he's saying?
Matt Cash. He
should have laid one on him.
He probably lamped him out.
Sonny's not that kind of character.
Hotspur edition, hush, and this is Brennan Johnson shushing the Aston Villa fans when he put Spurs 1-0 up.
Yeah, that's in response to Villa's calling Spurs 3-point lane. The cheek of them.
Yeah, and we called it 4-0 Park.
4-0 Park, exactly.
Elliot Soraf says empty stands equal Tottenham taking over, and you'll be more easy to answer this one because I wasn't there yesterday. But how was it yesterday? Was it a proper Spurs takeover?
Proper. The only people you could hear with the Spurs fans, and come like 2-0 and 10 men. Most of the crowd are left. There was literally no one left to watch the rest of the game. They probably don't even know it was 4-0. But brilliant from the fans yesterday. It was a great day out, and the Villa fans went home early.
Kieran saying Mickey van der Ven take a bow, and just look at that recovery pace on Ollie Watkins. Absolutely clatters him as well, wins the ball.
And look how much of a head start Watkins has there as well. It's incredible.
And that's not the first time we've seen stuff like that from Mickey van der Ven. We've seen it so many times. I mean, you remember that game against Liverpool. How many times did he do it in that game to like Luis Diaz and people like that?
And this, Watkins is no slouch. He's one of the quicker. He's one of the best forwards in the league, running in behind and catching defenses out. So the fact that he had such a head start and he couldn't even get the shot off just goes to show how good Van der Ven is in those situations.
How much do you reckon our play is going to be impacted by, let's say he is out for the next 3-4 games, Mickey van der Ven? Dragusin does come in, and Dragusin did really well, but he just doesn't have that same ability that Mickey van der Ven has.
Yeah, maybe it kind of... we have to just make sure we're not getting caught out as much, I guess, that we don't have that safety blanket.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, look, Dragusin did well. Hopefully Van der Ven won't be out for too long, but of course, without that pace, it's not going to be as easy, but Dragusin brings other qualities, so we have to see how he does.
We've got another one from Art, but Make It Sport. They're recreating another big old...
Someone just do an oil painting of Maddison and Brennan already.
Just make it happen. Danny Heath says, we effing love Villa away. Massive result. Go on the boys. And this was the players, like you mentioned, giving their shirts away to the fans yesterday.
That was it, yeah. So Udogie was there. There's Bissouma gave his away. Everyone was just, it was just so, everyone felt so good. Everyone was giving away their shirts. Felt like a really great moment for the fans there. So a beautiful moment at the end of the game.
And as much as that feels like a statement win, a statement performance, it's so important to kick on from this now. 100%. So important, because we've got a really hard game at Fulham away, and if we go there and drop points, then it's like, I wouldn't say back to square one, but it kind of puts this result in vain a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's important to build the momentum, but I feel like we are building some momentum now. After the Palace was a good performance, this is a really good performance now. We've got that first 11 back now. Let's just hope after Fulham we don't get
more
hit.
Injuries.
Yeah, we don't get hit with anyone in the international break.
Yeah. TN Football and TNT Sports says Son Heung-min has now been involved in 20 plus Premier League goals in 5 separate seasons. 16-17, 20 goal contributions, 19-20, 21 goal contributions, 20-21, 27, 21-22, 30, and this year 22. So where do you think it will rank on that list by this come the end of the season?
I've got a feeling he might beat it, I've got a feeling he might beat that 30. That's what I'm looking at. It's going to be difficult, but if we keep him central and he's, playing the way he is recently, there's no reason why he can't, I reckon he can probably have a good shot at beating that with 11 games to go.
And if he does beat that from now to the end of the season, maybe if he does beat it, even just looking at it now, does that fully confirm in everyone's minds that the way he's transitioned himself as a footballer, and he is more of a number 9 now than a left winger?
I think so. I think it's beyond question he's definitely a better number 9. I think he did well out on the left when he was asked to do that while Richarlison was doing well, but I just think when I've seen him this season in number 9, he's barely had a bad game there, to be honest. He's been very consistent. He's had a few games where maybe he's been honest, but by and large he's been really great, really great. So don't think you can complain about any of his performances.
And yeah, I guess the only problem that we have is that he's still our best left winger and he's still our best striker. So you kind of want him in both areas.
But with Brennan and Werner hitting form, maybe that solves that problem.
Yep. The only problem is Richarlison. He's been in really good form, and it'll be very unfortunate for him to see himself out the team.
Would, but it's a good problem to have.
Oh, absolutely. Simon Yemene says incredible cross by Sarr, and that cross was literally on the money. If that was Pedro Porro, Sonny, or someone like that doing that cross, you wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It was Sarr.
Yeah, you look at that picture. I don't know how he finds that little gap, because there's literally not a lot of space there between Konsa and Martinez, and as well he needs to get it beyond Konsa, but it can't have too much power that Longley's able to come over and get it, and it's just perfectly into the path of James Maddison. And he's also like off balance as well. It was one of the crosses of the season, and to pull it off in that moment, absolutely exceptional. And what a great assist.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit for Maddison to keep gambling, keep making the run, and finding himself in that position as well. So it was a great goal all round, and also the build-up play before that moment. It was just a top team goal.
Just look at that positions as well. You got Brennan there at the back post, Son running in. So just so dangerous when we're attacking those positions.
Squawker say that Son Heung-min has been directly involved in 20 plus goals this for the 5th season. Yeah, we have kind of been through that.
But what I'm saying, what about why has it got Premier League legend question mark? What's the question mark about?
There is no question.
Oh, why are they questioning
There's no question. He is the most clinical player in Premier League history.
Take that question mark out of that, Squawker. What do you mean question? Yeah, he's a Premier League legend. Just full stop. That's what you should have.
Simon Yemain says 14 goals and 8 assists, 22 goals and assists in 23 starts this season. 5th most goal scorer in Spurs' history, will end up as one of the 5 with the most, with more than 150 Premier League goals scored before he retires. World class, yet still criminally underrated by so many Premier League fans. He couldn't care less. And that's what I was saying before. I still feel he's underrated by fans outside of Tottenham.
Yeah, I think so. I think fans overall now have cottoned on to what a great finisher he is, but now he's like taken a step beyond that and he's become this all-round player, which I don't think he's gotten the credit for just yet.
Yeah. Simon with another tweet just showing this is what it means. I just love this picture. Brennan's snapshot of Brennan's face there is just brilliant, and then it just zooms in a bit more and a bit more.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Madison is just so happy. Alex THFC says, nice one, Sonny. And that's Sonny with his celebration for his goal yesterday in front of the away fans.
I love that smile after as well. Can never get bored of that Sonny celebration. Can watch it all day.
I swear, Sonny's got like 5 celebrations now. He does them all in one. Football and TNT saying 4 Spurs players have now been involved in 10 plus Premier League goals this season. Sonny, Maddison, Richarlison and Brennan Johnson, which is another testament to Ange Postecoglou, because we were talking about before the season, the way Ange sets up, goals come from all the areas of the pitch, and that's how we're going to caveat Harry Kane leaving the club. And that's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. And you've also got Porro, who's got 7 assists. You've got Kulusevski's on 9 goal contributions. You've got Sarr, who's got 3 goals, 3 assists. You've got Werner's on 2 goals, 2 assists as well. So there really are goals coming from everywhere. The only thing is, I think yesterday was probably the only, apart from maybe Palace, maybe the second time in recent weeks we've got scored more than 2. I don't know how many more times we've done that this season. We did that again.
Well, we scored 3 against Brentford.
3 against Brentford. And we got 5 against Burnley early on. Most of the time, we've been restricted to 2, but we've spread out the goals a lot, and it's great. It's another example of how we do spread out the goals between all our attacking players. We don't just rely on, even though Son's ridiculous goal contribution tally, we don't solely rely on him. What showed is, when he was out, we still scored a few goals, and we got that record for scoring in every game. I think we're still going on 39 games in a row now, 27 under Ange this season, and that's can't be discounted, because even teams like Man City and stuff have the odd game where they don't score. They lost 1-0 to Villa and things like that. So very, very impressive.
And I think there's a stat as well saying that Spurs have scored in their first 27 games of the season under a new manager for the first time since Arthur Rowe.
Long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
50s,
that. Next up is Tottenham just tweeting out this picture of Heung-min Son with his thumbs up.
What a smile.
Every Sonny picture just fills your heart, doesn't
Honestly,
it?
Honestly, it's amazing.
Lily White Rose tweeting out a picture of Heung-min Son, another heart filler there from Sonny. Next up is Joe, that Højbjerg cameo, and
getting a standing ovation.
And he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Yeah, he had a great cameo. He had a great cameo.
Ange at the wheel saying half our fucking team did. I love that chant.
Yeah,
I was cracking up watching it on the couch yesterday when I was hearing that.
It was absolutely, that must have really, no Villa fans were there to hear it, but
for the few that will stay behind.
Yeah, it must have really riled them up.
Tottenham tweeting out that image you're talking about before with Brennan Johnson. Everyone
side
else
eye.
Is going mad in front of the camera, and Brennan just gives that side eye.
He knows what he's doing.
Sneha says, Spurs fans who always believed in Timo Werner watching him score.
With a tear in their eye. Big up, Timo.
Umir says, Heung-min Son, one of the greatest attackers this league has seen, by the way.
He's a City fan, and he knows a few good attackers, so I think he's absolutely spot on.
Yeah, and also he's felt the wrath of Heung-min Son many a time if he's a City fan.
He knows all about Sonny.
H2MUFC saying that Van de Ven recovery pace. And again, we're seeing it every game, but yesterday on that Ollie Watkins one was just incredible.
Yeah, it's man.
Cho saying first league clean sheet of the year, first game of the year with 4+ goals, first away win of the year. God bless Aston.
First away win of the year. We haven't won this year away from home. I don't think we've lost too many, because we drew at Everton, we drew at United.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. We drew with Man U, drew with Everton.
We've only played 2.
Games.
Okay.
So we haven't lost.
Okay, yeah, so I'm beating away.
Yeah.
Love it.
And this is the thing I was talking about in the, I don't know if it was the ratings of the review, but these 2 goals were just totally identical from the 4-0 win under Conte to the 4-0 win under Ange.
Yeah, the link up between Kulusevski and Son, an unstoppable Villa Park. Name me a better partnership. Unbelievable.
That is all we have. I say that is all we have, but that was quite a lot to go through. The internet was in full force after that game against Aston Villa, but that is how the internet react to that big win at Villa Park yesterday. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.